Everyone has that one friend that is just so irritating that you just like want to get rid of them, but at the same time, you just need them to keep your life interesting. So unfortunately for me, I was born with them. So what I have brought today is this antique culture, which represents the idea of family culture and that it's always different. And as someone who grew up in a big family, I believe that family isn't just the people that are linked to you by blood or those that you grew up with, but by those who stay with you through companionship and by choice. By learning what family really consists of, you gain a better understanding that blood does not always equal to family. First, I will discuss how this portrait represents the idea of family culture and how I identify with both this portrait and the family culture. Family culture is present everywhere, no matter the differences, and the appropriate family that is usually shown is with the father being the breadwinner, the mother being the stay-at-home mom, and usually follow along with two children who are a boy and a girl. The father is usually depicted as a strong character who is the provider of the family, who is the rock, the person that keeps the family together, and he's a strong character. Whereas the mother is usually depicted as a nurturing and loving character whose main purpose is to care for the house and those who live in it. The children are usually seen as curious characters who learn from their parents' ideals and later on are seen practicing these ideals and on an unending cycle. The way this family is portrayed is an ancient ideal that says that this is what a family is supposed to look like. But as the years progress and the decades pass, the idea of family just changed into a more modernistic view. And now the more modernistic view is that family isn't always related to in blood, because now you see same-sex couples coming out with the children, either through their own or not. The roles have changed where the father can now be a stay-at-home dad, and the woman can go into the workforce and become that independency that she's looking for, and become that businesswoman that men are usually portrayed as. Merriam-Webster.com defines that family is a group of people united by certain convictions or a common affiliation, meaning that family is now seen as a choice, not just a linkage of blood, meaning that you cannot consider your longtime friends that you grew up with as your extended family. Now that I have discussed what I believe that this portrait represents, the idea of family culture, I identify with this because I grew up in a big family in a big neighborhood, and I've always liked the idea of going into our family gatherings and seeing how we all just like come together and celebrate. But I realized that as I grew up and I got older, that I have nothing in common with these people. They're just linked to me by my name or by blood. What I realized is that they're not always going to be there for me. I always thought that, oh, we're family, we're blood, you're going to be there for me through the good and the bad times. But I learned that they're not always going to be there. They could just be like just anyone. Or I grew up with the same group of people, and they've done things for me that I never thought anyone else would do. And they are, to me, my family. They're like the bestest friends that I've ever had. And I grew up with them. They're like my childhood friends. And they are not just my friends, they are my extended family. Now that I have discussed with you what this means and how I identify with it, I believe that that my family did not just shrink in size, but that it became a more stable, a more united group that just not just linked by blood, but by loyalty and companionship. Thank you.